Meet two of my pals. They're the most beautiful dogs. This one here is called Hotch, and this little fella's called Frog. But, you know, they should both really be called Lucky because they live in this most beautiful small garden. It's the result of a collaboration between a really clever garden designer and a very enthusiastic home gardener. When Vicky van der Ven and husband Nick bought in Melbourne's inner southeast 10 years ago, she inherited things like lawn, camellias and iceberg roses. It was not her style. She wanted a total revamp.
It had a lot of things that I really didn't want, and I had a lot of things that I did want. And for me to sort of work out how to do all that by myself was just a bit too taxing. So I thought, well, I definitely need somebody to help me.
And that's where Stephen came in.
That's where Stephen came in.
And so, Stephen, what was Vicky like as a client?
When you're working with someone who loves their garden as much as Vicky, it's really important to collaborate with the owner of the garden. And what I brought to the garden was a sense of structure. So then Vicky could use that structure to create and infill her own personality in between the pieces of structure. And I did that through mass planting and repeat planting of some of the plants around the garden.
So what we see here really demonstrates how a garden can be improved by using a professional designer. And though this garden does look good at the moment, in summer it is absolutely vibrant. Vicky and Stephen have divided the roughly 140 square metre L-shaped area into 3 spaces. The first is north-facing and sun-drenched. It really invites you to leave the indoor living area and immerse yourself in the garden. The climbing rose adorning the house is a real beauty. On the other side, the bougainvillea masks the fence, provides continuity and flowers for 8 months of the year. It seems to me there's a distinctly Mediterranean feel about this space.
Yes, I think that's probably right. And because of the warmth of the courtyard, we've been able to grow some citrus in pots and the olives, and it's made the whole garden have a bit of that feel.
And Vicky loves bright, bold colours, so we've got dahlias through there as well as sedum autumn joy, and that's countered with really lovely texture of the Beschenerias and the euphorbia.
Something that is going to take anybody's eye is that mirror, because the effect of the mirror is to give you a garden that's twice as big as it really is, and a house that's twice as big as it really is.
Absolutely. When we renovated the house, the wall just lent itself to a great big mirror, brings the outside in. It makes people think that there's a whole nother garden beyond, and it brings a lot of light into the room.
Now, in this second area down here, you've got some interesting planting underneath these shade trees, Stephen.
Yeah, so to create a bit of uniformity and flow through the garden, I decided to plant some arthropodium, just mass planting of them, underneath these trees with a few aloes in front. And it works quite well because of the dapple shade of the trees. Normally this would be a very hot spot, but we've been able to create a cooler microclimate for them.
And I see over here you've got some irises and some other covers that benefit that. And Vicky, these trees are just lovely, aren't they? I mean, I noticed from up there that they are the perfect height to screen the houses opposite.
Yes, they really do the trick there. And I really, really love ruby lace gladitzias, and the no foliage in the winter. It lets you see the bark, the fabulous bark, and the beautiful form of the branches.
The third area is a small, intimate space suitable for relaxation or reflection.
Well, when I was young, I used to spend a lot of time with my grandparents in the weekends, and I used to always love hellebores, winter roses as we called them, and I used to love their dainty flowers and the foliage and things, and just really enjoyed them. The clivias have come from my parents' garden at Eltham. The elkhorn has come from my grandmother's garden, and it's sort of been going along in our family, chugging along for many years. The acanthus I've just always loved, and I know a lot of people think it's nearly like a weed, but it's fabulous, and when it's flowering in these shady spots, it does a really good job.
And is it all over? Have you finished the design and that's it?
No, because I'm a bit of a person who loves to keep on changing changing and doing different things. And Stephen and I have become friends along the journey, and we will continue to see each other, gardening or no gardening.
Well, that's really good news for garden designers like you and me, Stephen.
Oh, yes, it is. And it's the enthusiastic gardeners like Vicky that allow us to rise to the challenge of creating these sorts of gardens and the sort of challenges that we love every day.
Vicky's garden is well worth a look, and you'll be able to do just that in early November, because it is one of more than 30 gardens, great and small, chosen for this year's Garden Design Fest. Take a look at our website for details and get some great ideas for your place.